says connecting. So, oh, am I live? Is it? Hello?
Yeah, you're live. I got an ad, but you're live.
Okay, so they can hear you too then. All right, so I'm gonna hang up with you. My tech support. Can you see me? Can you see my setup, people? Oh yeah, I guess you can, right? Sorry, I'm using a new streaming software, so there's a little, I think it should be okay though. Can you guys just let me know you can see me? Let me know in the chat. Hi, hello, welcome. I think it looks good. Yes, this is like a totally new. Great. Okay, you can hear me, you can see me. Lovely. Let me refresh this. And yes, I promise in the future it will be a little more. Okay, yeah, it looks good. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Welcome. I'm gonna do a hamstring and push-up workout. This is gonna be follow along style, so we can all do it together if you want. Minimal equipment, I just have some light weights, or weights of various sizes, and I have a band, and I have a little ball, but you could also use a pillow or something. We'll get to that. Okay, so I'm gonna start the warm up, hands and knees like we did last time. This time I'm gonna put my watch on so I don't forget. And yeah, we're gonna start hands and knees and just pressing back into child's pose as our first thing. Just a nice little relaxation, settling in. Feeling where you feel this, feeling where you feel any tightness, trying to breathe into that and soften. Maybe you feel it in your back or your hips. Relaxing. You can make your child's pose a little more active by really extending your arms out, maybe coming up onto your fingertips. Nice. And then we'll come into our cat-cow next. We're gonna zip right through here, our warm-up. So we're gonna tilt our tailbone looking up. That's our cow pose. Tucking the tailbone under, moving the spine like a wave, maybe sucking in the belly button for our cat. And we're gonna move through a few of these. You can add your breath, inhaling as you look up, exhaling as you round your spine. Just a good little spinal warm up here. Couple more. Maybe one more each way. Nice. We're gonna bring the right foot forward, keeping the left foot back, maybe scooching the left knee back a little bit, and just begin to rock a little bit forward and back. So we're starting to get a little hamstring activity here, but this can be your gentlest stretches. And then getting a little bit into the hip flexors as we come forward. So this is our little preview warm up. We're gonna try to hit hamstrings 5 times. Definitely working on hamstring flexibility this month. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll bring that right leg back, left leg forward. Same thing, just getting a little bit of blood flow into the hip. Rocking back and forth, feeling that hamstrings on the front leg. That's the back of your thigh. Can be very tight if you sit a lot if you run, you ride a bike, those are all things that can tighten your hamstrings. And so we do this to counteract that and loosen everything up. We're going to bring that leg back. We're going to push back into another child's pose. Just for a moment. And then coming up into tabletop, we're going to do a bird dog. So we're going to extend the right leg back, lift the left arm, and this can be a really nice little balance challenge if you're working on your balance. Don't forget, balance is something that we lose as we age, so much easier to maintain it than to try to get it back once you've lost it. We're going to add a little variation here, which is a bird dog, getting into our core, our abs. So we're going to bring the elbow and the knee together, then extend it out. 2, let's do 4 on the side. And last one, bringing that down. We're going to extend the left leg, right arm, holding here. If you feel wobbly in your balance, really try to focus on your core, on your abs, your obliques, your back. That is what is balancing you in this pose. You have your knee and your hand are your points of contact, but the balance is really happening through your core. So we're going to crunch again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome. Bring that down. And we're going to go into our magic sequence. So for this, we're going to extend the right leg long on the mat. So toes are on the mat connected, getting a calf stretch here. You can make your calf stretch static, or you can do little pulses, whatever feels good. Don't want to go too deep, but just getting a nice stretch here. Then we're going to spin that foot down, lift the right arm into our modified side plank. And this should just feel really good, opening up through the chest, relaxing that right shoulder away from the ear so you're not scrunched up. Then from here, another extra balance challenge, lifting the right leg and grabbing the right foot. Then we unwind. So we're going to come back to that lifted leg position. We're going to drop the foot, get a nice extra big stretch through the chest here, through the pecs. Spin the arm down, back to that calf stretch. Bring the knees down. We can open the legs wide this time, push back into child's pose. We're going to come up back to our hands and knees. Same thing, other side. So we're going to stretch that left leg long, getting a stretch to the calf. You might even feel it in your foot. Holding here, then spinning the foot, lifting the arm. I like to do this nice and slow. Feel every little muscle in your back as you get there. Then really open that shoulder, maybe look up. Feel the expansiveness of this pose. And lift that left leg. Grab the left foot. So you might also feel you're feeling this stretch through your left quad, and you might be feeling a little activation through your right hip as you balance and stabilize yourself there. And then we'll unwind back to the lifted leg, back to the modified side plank, big chest stretch here, back to our calf stretch. Back to our child's pose. Nice. Yay, cross another one off. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more work in our upper back. So we're gonna bring our fingertips to the back of our ear, and we're gonna bring our elbows to meet. So we're gonna take our right fingertips, right ear, elbows to meet, and then we're gonna open all the way out as big as you can. So it's like a twisting upper back mobility exercise, and then we're gonna rep it out. So we're gonna bring the elbows to meet again, extend out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So getting into some of those upper middle back muscles that can be kind of neglected and can really impact your posture. We're going to do the same thing other side. So left fingertips behind left ear, elbows to touch, and then opening out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one. Nice. We're going to do a set of wall angels. So if you have a wall or a door, I'm going to come right over here. You want to stand. Hopefully you have a space to do this. You want to stand with your hips, your shoulders, and your head. My hair is kind of getting a little bit in the way. Against the wall. Your feet can be out a couple inches. And then we're going to bring our arms up against the wall in like a cactus shape. And then we're going to bring our hands just up. It could be maybe even just holding this is the challenge for you. But the reps here is to bring the hands up about 6 to 10 inches and lower them down. So you can bring your hands up, maybe coming together a little bit. And that is our wall angel. So we're going to do one set. We might return to this in a moment for a second set. We're going to do 10. So I think I'm on about 6 here. 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is such a great exercise for posture. So then we're gonna just come out of it and relax. You might just notice immediately you feel like you're standing up a lot straighter, which is awesome if that happens. So that's our first set of wall angels. Let's get into, because this is a hamstring and a push-up workout, so we've already done one little set of hamstrings. We're gonna start to get into our push-ups. So to prep for that, let's do some shoulder rolls. So let's start by rolling our shoulders backwards. You can do this seated or whatever's comfortable. I'm kneeling here. You could be standing for this as well. And then let's roll our shoulders forwards. The forward motion with the shoulder rolls can be more challenging for people when they first start to do these, but that range of motion will come with practice. Because I think some people do this and they're like, I don't even feel like I'm moving at all, hardly. But yeah. So let's see, we got our shoulder rolls. All right, so first set of push-ups. We're gonna come down, your choice, modified. I'm gonna do modified. You can do regular push-ups. You can do any variation that you want. You could stack something up, so you're doing an elevated push-up. You can go over to your couch, do an elevated push-up. I like modified push-ups on the knees. So that is what I'm gonna do, and we'll just see. I have no expectations for a number. Last time I think we did 8 for the first set of modified push-ups. So if you are doing them on your knees, hips are not too high, not too low. Just find that sweet spot where you're in a nice line from your shoulders to your knees. Also tucking your chin back so your neck isn't hanging way down. And we'll go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, crushed that today. So I'm just keeping a list of what I've accomplished. And let's see, let's go from push-ups into a little bit of abs. So we're gonna do one of my favorites, which is boat crunches. So we're gonna sit back on our bum, and then we're gonna bring our legs up. We're gonna start off in boat, so we are perched just on the edge of our seat. And it's much easier if you hold your knees. Extra challenge, put your arms out, and we're just gonna extend and come in. So we're extending the legs, they can stay bent, and we are extending the torso back. Just getting into those lower abs, lower rectus abdominis. Nice. Okay. Woo. We're going to come up and to standing for a couple of things. We're gonna do a little lateral and front raise with our arms. I'm gonna use a band. You can also use light weights. 3 or 5 pound weights work perfectly for lateral and front raise. We're just gonna do 10 to each side and 10 each side to the front. So we'll start with the lateral raise with the band. Again, you can use light weights, you can use no weights. We're just going to, I'm starting with my right arm for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Going back to the right side for a front raise. So again, light weights are an option. Band is an option. Just a little resistance here. Posture is nice and straight, chin is tucked in, lifting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, And next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't remember if I did 8 or 10 on the other side, but whatever. There we go. So that is our lateral and our front raise. Let's do a little high lunge. So we're going to get back into our legs so we can start to work our hamstrings a little bit more. But I like to do something that really activates the muscles before I do the stretch. So high lunge. I have my left foot forward, right foot back, toes are on the ground, heel is lifted. I'm going to just make sure my posture is really nice. Chin is tucked, shoulders are relaxed. Raise my arms up. Getting into the legs here, activating everything. We can bring our hands behind our back, clasp, roll those shoulders down, maybe look up a little bit. This is also a great balance challenge. So if you're working on your balance, this is a good one. Lift our arms one more time and step out of it. Other side. Inhaling our arms up. Again, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Chin is tucked, posture is nice. We'll clasp our hands behind our back. You might want to try interlacing your fingers the weird way, just for a little variety here. Then we'll raise our arms up again and step out of it. Great. Nice. That is our high lunge. And we'll come for our second set of push-ups, and then we will do a little bit of hamstrings. So I promised a hamstring and push-up workout, so that's what this is going to be. So our second set of push-ups, I'm going to go modified again on the knees for set number 2. All set up here, and let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woohoo! Hamstring time. So my favorite hamstring stretch we will get into now. Sitting up nice and tall with both legs extended, we're going to take the left leg, bring the sole of the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. Let's just take a moment to sit up straight here and circle that right foot, because our feet don't get enough love. We are on them all day. Walking, maybe running, whatever we're doing, standing, getting into that right ankle a little bit. We'll sit up nice and tall. My hamstrings are really inflexible, so if yours are too, you are not alone. We're in this together. And maybe just sitting up tall in this position is where you start to feel a hamstring stretch. I already feel a stretch here. So I'm just going to slowly lean forward with the straight back, as straight as I can. Keep feeling that stretch. It may ease a bit. And when you are ready, You can bring your fingertips to walk forward, and it's okay to round your spine at this point, but you really want to keep the sensation in the back of the leg rather than trying to feel it in your lower back. So that's the important thing. Keeping a straight spine really protects your lower back. When you round over, you risk kind of wrenching it a bit, but if you stay relaxed and stay supple, you will be okay. And don't forget to breathe. Breathe into the sensation of this stretch. And we can relax forward even a little bit more. Maybe you can just come forward a little bit more. As your muscle starts to relax and your tendons and ligaments start to relax a bit, you find that you can go a little bit deeper than you initially could in the stretch. Again, coming out of it now, this is really where I started to feel the stretch, and then ending up really much further as you relax and let your body do its thing. So when we stretch, so we'll switch to the other side now. Left leg is extended, right foot is in. As we stretch, if we go into it too quick, our body goes into a protective mode where it tightens everything up. It's almost like when a seatbelt locks you in place in the car because it's trying to protect you. It's the same thing. Your body will tighten up everything because it thinks that you're about to sprain something because it's not used to that deep stretch. So coming into stretches slowly and holding them is really the most effective way to improve flexibility. And wouldn't I know, you can see how flexible I am. The key to flexibility is consistency in doing these things. If you just do it once or once a week, your flexibility is really not going to change. So this is the kind of thing, if you really want to improve your flexibility, every day, a few times a day, and when you are really warmed up. Though that is how you can improve your flexibility. So that is our second round of hamstrings. So we've done 2 rounds of push-ups, 2 rounds of hamstrings. We're going to come back onto our hands and knees. We're going to do another back mobility exercise. So very similar to the elbow flow we did at the beginning during our warm-up, we're going to do thread the needle with the option to hold it. So we'll start with that. So coming into tabletop again, we will take our right arm. We're going to bring it all the way up. So we're in this twisted position. And then we're going to take that hand, bring it through, and bring it back up. So this is a flow. And we're going to do 8 of these on each side. This is so good for upper back mobility and posture and back pain. So I think we've got about 2 to go here. Don't forget to breathe. And good. Other side. We're going to inhale. Left arm up. Inhale up. 3, 4. I realize I said there's an option to hold, and I didn't hold at the end, but that's okay. I don't usually do thread the needle all the way down to the ground. I find it's very intense. Let's do one more here. But maybe that's a reason to do it. Hello, Rachie Woo. This is fun. I already worked out today, but it's nice to stretch with you for a few minutes. Love that. I'm glad you got a workout in today as well. I'm going to pop up and do another set of the wall angels. So again, if you have a wall handy, come stand right against it. You want your hips, shoulders, and the back of your head against the wall. Again, if you have really bad posture, as many of us do, just standing here can be enough. Now, bringing your elbows and your hands against the wall. I remember when I first started doing these, and I've been doing these regularly for a while, at first it was very intense, and I felt it intensely in my upper back. As I've been doing it now, I kind of barely feel it, but I want to keep doing them just to maintain this. So we're going to lift up, keeping the backs of the hands and the elbows against the wall. 3, we're going to go for 10. 4, trying to relax that upper back if you can as it moves, like keeping the shoulders down and the tension at a minimum. 8, 9, and last one. Nice. Ooh. Again, I always do that. I always just feel immediately like my posture is banging. Like this is what I want my posture to be all the time. We're going to come down onto our tummy and do a little Sphinx. So coming down onto our rest on our legs with our, I don't know why I'm like having trouble describing this, our elbows under our shoulders, our hands are flat, we are like the Sphinx. In Sphinx, I like to press one hip and then the other into the ground, just a little micro movement here, get a little back massage, and that feels really good to me. And just holding this, feeling, maybe you're feeling the stretch through the front of your torso, through your abs. This is actually an ab stretch. We don't think about stretching our abs, but they are like any other skeletal muscle. They can become tight. Most people would probably say they want tight abs, but they can use a little stretching love just like any other skeletal muscle. And we'll come all the way down and bring our hands just slightly outside the mat, and we'll do some little press-ups here. So we're going to press up using our hands to assist us get a little, even a little bit deeper stretch into that lower back. 3, we'll go for 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. And then I always follow that with a little pushback into child's pose. So just very slowly pushing back into child's pose. Maybe you really feel it in your lower back, as you would, because that's a lower back exercise. And this is the release for that, just for a minute here. A moment, I should say, not a whole minute. Then we will come back. We're going to come lay down on our tummy again. We can use our hands for support. We're going to do some, getting comfortable here. We're going to do some prone leg lifts. So we can make a little pillow with our hands. If you have a pillow, you can use that too. I have a ball, so maybe I'll use the ball because that's what it's here for. And we're just going to start by relaxing. And then we're going to just lift that right leg. Maybe we want to keep it nice and straight, lifting from the hip and lowering. So we're not bending the knee here. And we'll just do 10 of these on each side. So we'll just do the right side only at first here. 3, 4, toe can be pointed, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. And let's just take a moment as we're lying here to notice any difference between our two sides now. I really like to do that when I do something that's one side at a time. Just notice how much more blood flow you have going to that right side now. It feels worked out. It should feel really good. Getting some of those endorphins going. And we'll do the other side. So lifting up that left leg and lowering. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Getting a cramp in my foot. 4, 3, sorry, 5 actually, 6. Getting distracted here. 7, 8, 9, and 10. I tend to get cramps in that one foot for some reason. I don't know. Good reminder to stay hydrated on these hot days. Get your electrolytes, get your magnesium. So we did our prone leg lifts. And what else did we just do? Our Sphinx and our back extensions. So nice. Great. We are going to go for round 3 of push-ups. So I think I'm going to go. Last time I did regular for round 3. I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'll go regular again. So I'm going to go up for my regular push-up, starting off in high plank. You know how to do a push-up. And we're going to come down. Okay, we got this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep going if you want to do more. I'm going to hang out in down dog. Round 3 of push-ups. All right. Happy with that. That was my max in our last workout, so I'm really happy with that. And let's do another set of hamstrings. So we're going to do the same one again. Actually, this time let's do a different one because that's boring to do the same one again. We're going to bring both legs in with our knees bent so that you can place your chest onto your thighs if you can, or near it. And then we're going to slowly walk, keeping our chest and our thighs together, slowly walk our heels out. And the idea behind this is getting that hamstring stretch in both legs with the knees bent as deeply as you need it. So you can have your hands on your feet, your chest is on your thighs or right near your thighs, and getting that stretch. If you start to feel it in your lower back, straighten your back more. Press your chest towards your thighs. Chin is not leaning forward, it's nice and tucked in. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. So this is our hamstring stretch number 3. And maybe you can walk your heels out a little bit more. Again, if you're a person with tight hamstrings, I feel you. As you can see, mine are really tight. So the goal is to loosen them up. That's why we do this. We're just going to hold this for about 15 more seconds. Again, if you feel it, if I get lazy, I start to feel it in my lower back, then I know I need to engage my core and straighten my back. So I keep feeling this sensation in the backs of my legs. That's where we want to be feeling this. Good, and we'll slowly come out of that. That was a third set of hamstrings. So, wow. Let's do, trying to think. I have my whole list of exercises here. I'm like, what's a nice sequence to do these in? Let's do, let's do a little overhead press. So if you have some light weights, that's really optimal for overhead press. I'm gonna do 7 pounds. I'm gonna stand up. Any weight works. You could do 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever. I'm going to bring the weights up to start here, and then we'll just press up. I know I'm a little bit out of the frame here. 2, we'll just do 10 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. We're gonna come back to sit down. I said this in the last workout, but my workouts are always like up, down, whatever. Very dynamic as far as that goes. I haven't figured out a better way to do it, but I kind of liked it actually. We're gonna come back down onto our back. We're gonna do another ab exercise, get those abs engaged here. We're gonna do dead bug, one of my favorites, my other favorite ab exercise. So we're gonna extend, we're gonna bring our legs up into tabletop, we're gonna bring our arms up to the sky, and then we're gonna extend the left leg, right arm. Right leg, left arm, and keep going. There isn't a set number for these, just go until you feel fatigued. It could be a couple on each side. If you're a hero, maybe you do 10 on each side. Really engaging those abs. If you're feeling this somewhere else, just bring your awareness and attention back to your abs. This is such a great functional exercise too. If you have to reach for something, those are the muscles that you are gonna need and engage. Good. And we'll come back up. Is it time for more push-ups, or should we do something else in the meantime? How about some bridges? So we'll come back to lie on our back, or maybe you're still there. Feet are flat on the ground. Hands are the back of the hand to the ground. So palms up, and we'll just come up into our bridge. So you can bring your shoulders together a little bit as you come up. You really want to keep your knees drawing together so they're not splayed out. So you feel a little bit of sensation in your inner thighs. And then we'll lower down and we'll do 10 reps of bridges. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's hold it here. Keep holding it, keep drawing those knees towards each other, and then relax all the way down. We're gonna hug our knees in, maybe circle around a little bit to release any tension in our back. Awesome. So we're gonna come back up into bridge and do a little bridge variation. So when we hold our bridge, we'd like to bring our shoulders a little bit closer in just to give us a better base of stability. We're gonna keep that left foot very strong and stable on the ground. We're gonna lift the right leg, and maybe you just hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it back down. And we're gonna go right to the other side, bringing that left leg up. So the thighs are parallel here. They're next to each other, and that left leg is just coming out like a dart for 3, 2, 1. Very strong through those legs. And we're just gonna roll down 1 vertebra at a time. I hope I explained that one well enough. And let's come back and roll around. Whew. Hugging our knees in, rolling all around, relaxing that lower back, and then we're gonna roll all the way up. So we did our bridge and variation. Okay. We're gonna come back for round 4 of push-ups, and then we'll do round 4 of hamstrings. So I'm gonna do regular push-ups again. I invite you to do whatever feels good for you and however many feels good for you. Push-ups are such a personal exercise. Everyone's ability varies quite a lot. If you're doing regular push-ups, just make sure your alignment is good. Clean ones is what we're going for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's what's feeling good for me today. 4 regular push-ups. Before we get into our hamstrings, let's pop up back to standing. We'll do some flying warriors. Hey Ruza, thanks for joining the stream. So for flying warrior, we're gonna start in a warrior 2. So our legs are extended, our right leg is, left leg is forward, right leg is back, right leg is angled in at about 45-degree angle. We're gonna sink into that front knee. We're gonna bring our arms out, and our gaze is over that middle finger. For flying warrior, we're going to do 5 on each side. We're gonna inhale here, straighten the front leg, bring the arms together overhead. Exhale, back into warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale. Up. Exhale, warrior 2. I think we have one more. And exhale, warrior 2. We're just gonna switch sides by changing the orientation of our feet. Warrior 2 on this side, bending that front knee. Really the most optimal aesthetic position is to have a 90-degree angle in that front knee, so your thigh is parallel with the ground. But wherever you are is good. I'm not even sure where I am at. We'll inhale here and exhale, warrior 2. 4 more. Inhale, looking up at your fingertips. 3, 2, inhaling up, back to warrior 2. Let's get into another hamstring stretch. I'm like running out of hamstring stretches here. Let's come to lay on our back. Like, how many hamstring stretches do I know? So flying warrior is done, good. We're going to, actually before we do our hamstrings, let's lie on our back and do a figure 4. So we're gonna lie on our back, feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. We're gonna take that left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, and hug in that right leg to you. And you should feel quite a stretch in your outer hip. And I like to rock back and forth, side to side a little bit to get to feeling that stretch in like slightly different places. It feels really good. And I think it's starting to get a bit warm in here. We are in the midst of heat wave, and I think it's supposed to be like 93 or something today. So I'm feeling it. I'm nice and warm. And we'll switch sides. So bringing the right ankle over the left thigh. Good, good. And that is our figure 4. You know, in this, you can also take your hand and push the knee away a little bit, the right knee, and maybe you feel a little bit deeper stretch in that hip, but whatever. Let's bring both knees in together. We'll just hug them in, rock around a little bit. And then if you have a band or a strap or a towel or a t-shirt or anything that you can use, we're gonna do a little hamstring stretches lying down here. Wow, our hamstrings are just gonna be so stretched out by the end of this. I'm kind of excited for that. We're gonna take our band or whatever, and we're just going to hold our leg. Let's hold it for 30 seconds here. So the band is around my foot, and I am just really using my arms here to hold my hamstring in a position where I'm getting a stretch along the back of my thigh. So right under the glutes, into the muscle belly. It's all getting stretched out here. I think I said 30 seconds. I don't know how long it's been. I need to really work on my attention span or something, because I seem to lose focus pretty quick, but maybe that's something that will come with practice and with time. So we'll relax that leg down. And again, taking a moment here to really notice the difference in our two legs now that we've stretched that one out. It's almost like when I notice this, then I just feel like, oh, I can't wait to do the next side and feel that good feeling. This is what I don't get about people who don't exercise, is like, to me, these feelings that I get in my muscles and my joints and everything, like it just physically feels so good to me. I can't imagine not having this. So I moved on to the other side. Let's hold this for at least 30 seconds here. Really, as you do this, trying to relax through that left hip. And just get that stretch in the hamstring wherever you are. If you can't make a 90-degree angle at your hip doing this, that's totally okay. I don't think I'm at a 90-degree angle, but I'm getting that stretch, and that's what's so important. I think it's even more important for us inflexible people. So many people will say, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. So we'll come out of that. Let's hug both knees in. So many people will say, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. Yeah, you need it even more than a flexible person needs it. It's us inflexible people that need it the most. So these stretches or yoga, so crucial. Let's bring our feet to the ground. We'll bring the soles of our feet together and lay in this supine cobbler's pose. Just using gravity to allow, maybe you don't even feel it at first because your body is gripping, but see, the more you can relax the inner thighs here, right around your groin area is where you should feel it. It's the body wants to create a lot of tension there, so you really have to actively breathe and try to release that area. Nice, good. And we'll come back up. So we have done 4 rounds of push-ups, 4 rounds of hamstrings. And I'm trying to think of what else I might want to include here. I'm feeling very like mellow, like I'm feeling like I don't need personally a lot more. I want to do a couple more things. We're almost at an hour anyways. Usually this whole workout takes me anywhere from 40 minutes to like 70 minutes. I switch it up. You can see it's a lot of the same stuff we did in the last workout, but I switch it up. So I'm gonna stand next to the wall or somewhere where I can balance, because it's definitely important to do this next one with some balance. We're gonna do standing heel raises. Now, if you're new to this and if your legs are kind of weak, you can definitely do both. We're gonna do just one set here. You can do both feet, but I'm gonna do single leg standing heel raise. I'm using the wall for support. You can use a chair or whatever. Balancing on my right leg, I'm just gonna come up, lift my heel, and come back down. So that we're gonna do 10 on each side. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you're a runner or you're doing any running, I really recommend incorporating this into your cross training or stretches or whatever you do complementary to your run. This is such an important exercise for Achilles health, for calf health, foot health, arches, like it really works everything. So moving to the other side, I'm gonna do 10 of these heel raises. You might notice a difference between your 2 legs when you do this. I'm at 6, 7, 8, coming down nice and slow, 9, and 10. Another option for these is to come up on both legs, hold it there, lower on just one. So using both legs to press up, that's like a modification. Wherever you're at, 2 legs, 1 leg, somewhere in between, all good. We have one more set of push-ups to do. And then I think we'll move into some stretches. So let's see. I have to make a note that we did our single leg heel raises. Great, okay. Push-ups, round 5. I know you guys got this, and I got this too. I'm excited for set number 5 of push-ups. Coming up into high plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can keep going if you got more to do. I'm up in my down dog just to release a little bit after that. Take some of that pressure off my core. And there we go. Set 5, I'm really happy with that. That was a little bit more than I did the other day, so that's really exciting. Let's do one more leg thing, which is body weight squats. So you can also use dumbbells or however you like to do your squats. I'm just going to do one set of 10 body weight squats. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, coming down a little deeper, 9, and 10. Good. I always like to get my legs nice and warm before I stretch. So that is a good way to do that. So let's move into stretches. The first stretch I'm going to do, it's easiest probably to do this seated. So if you have a place to sit, I'm going to do ankle alphabets. And so very simply, it's just drawing the alphabet with your ankles. I have said before, this workout is it's a combination of yoga. So I'm just get right into my alphabets here. It's a combination of yoga, Pilates, physical therapy, rehab, prehab, really trying to work a little bit of every part of the body through stretches and strengthening. Ankle alphabets are one of those things that people really, I think I forgot why, that people really don't think about needing to do this until you injure yourself. And then it becomes really integral. But if you're not used to doing these, maybe you find by the end of the alphabet, you are fatiguing. And that means those small muscles in your feet are undertrained and deconditioned maybe. And that's the kind of thing that will negatively impact the rest of your workout. So if you're a runner, cyclist, well, cyclists don't really use their feet. If you're a runner, I don't know, weightlifter, ankle mobility, foot health, those little tiny muscles in your feet, it's so connected to the rest of our body through the kinetic chain that it's really important. So that's our first little stretch that we're doing, is our ankle alphabets. We're going to do a calf stretch. I know we did one with the magic sequence at the beginning, but I'm going to come up to the wall and just do another calf stretch here. Holding this for about 20 seconds. Another thing, again, if you walk a lot, if you run, calves tend to get tight. The muscle tends to get overdeveloped and loses flexibility. So incorporating calf stretches regularly, like every day, or at least a few times a week, can counteract some of that tightness. So switching to the other side, hold this for another 10 seconds. I know this workout seems a little bit like it's all over the place, and that's just, it's like my style of working out. But I don't know, there's probably a way I can make it seem more flowy and consistent or something, but I just like to, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now, and that's just my style. So we're gonna do a little bit, let's see, our primal squat, another good one. Now that we just stretched our calves, we can come to stand and then come into our primal squat. If this is difficult for you, you can always put your heels up onto a towel or a block or a little throw pillow or whatever. If you can get your heels to the ground, great. Then the next step would be to try to straighten your spine a bit and to hold it. The longer you can hold this, the better. It's just a deep squat. This is the position that we as kids are in all the time. I remember building sandcastles on the beach and I have photographs of myself just sitting in a squat. But as we get older and we sit in chairs, we lose the ability to sit in this squat position, and it's such a healthy position for our bodies. It's so natural. So spending a little bit of time here once in a while, very, very good. We're gonna come down, come out of that, and we're gonna come to lay on our left side for our quad stretch. So coming to lay on the left, grabbing the right foot, the right toes, trying to draw that right heel to the right glute, but if you can't get all the way there, that's all right. Maybe you draw some little micro circles with your knee, and that helps you get a little deeper stretch here. Maybe you don't. Maybe you kind of kick that foot back into your hand. Just getting it stretch the front of your thigh. And we'll come out of that, we'll flip sides. Extend that right leg and hug in the left foot. So again, maybe some small movements here, wherever helps you feel the stretch. Maybe stillness is the best thing for you. Either way, we're going to come back up. We're going to move into our hip flexor stretch, and we'll do our final hamstring stretch after that. Okay, so we're going to come back up. We're going to come back up into tabletop. We're going to bring the right foot forward, and we're going to scooch the left knee back so that we're getting a stretch through the front of the left hip. So along the front of the left hip, that is where we want to feel the stretch. We can come up on our fingertips, straighten the back, chin is tucked in, shoulders away from the ears. If you have blocks, this is a really good one for blocks. And just holding that, and then we'll switch sides. Ruza says, never heard of the ankle alphabets until now. We'll definitely implement this into my routine. Yeah. Just little things. This whole workout is just little things I've picked up along the way that I found really work for my body or really challenge my body. And yeah, it's good stuff. All right, we're gonna come to stand for our final hamstring stretch. And then, man, I think that like we might be done. Maybe we'll just do happy baby and that will be our last pose. Okay, so we're gonna come to stand and we're gonna bring our legs like, this pose in yoga is sometimes called two straight legs. We have both feet facing forward. I'm like doing such a bad job of describing this. Let's start with our feet together. We'll take a big step back with our right foot. Both legs are straight. We're going to stand up really tall. Again, shoulders relaxed, chin is tucked. So we're in our nice alignment here. And then we're going to gradually come forward over that front leg. This is another one that's really good with blocks to bring your hands closer to the ground, but you can have your hands gently resting somewhere on your leg just for the balance here. You know, you don't really, maybe you can even just, if your balance is pretty good. But yes, blocks are very good for this one as well. And again, we're feeling the stretch through our left hamstring. And being mindful of our posture too, not letting our back round too much. And maybe as we stretch, we can go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Think of millimeters, maybe centimeters of depth, and we'll come back up and switch sides. So we have our feet together. We're gonna take a big step back with that left foot. You might find your balance is different on this side. You might find your flexibility is different on this side. We are not perfectly symmetrical beings. We're gonna stand up nice and tall, good posture, and then gradually leaning forward till we feel the stretch in our hamstrings. And maybe again, as we hold this, we can feel the release even more, where we feel a little, another millimeter, another centimeter, that we can get deeper into this. And then we'll come out. We're gonna do one more thing that's on our back. Again, we're up and down, up and down. And that is our happy baby. So now that we're all, I like to do happy baby when I'm really stretched out. And so few options for happy baby. We can just have our knees to get our knees tucked in but wide, and we're using our arms to press our knees towards us. That's one option for happy baby. There's a few options here. So if you're a person who's like, I hate happy baby, which was me not that long ago, because I have extremely tight hips, this might be a good choice for you. Now, you could also bring your feet up and hold onto your ankles. And as you do this, really feel your lower back press into the ground, and that just feels awesome. The other option here would be to grab the outsides of your feet. And again, feeling that lower back press into the ground, feeling the pressure that you can, it's almost like having a passive stretch. It's almost like having a partner stretching you out, but you are doing that yourself. So really putting a little bit of pressure on your feet and feeling that in your hips. But not too much, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. And then we'll slowly come out of that. Exercises are done now. We have done our push-ups, we have done our hamstrings, we are stronger, we are more flexible. Let's just do some diaphragm breathing. So I like to have my feet flat on the floor. You can even let your knees fall together. That's a very restful, relaxing pose. Placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your rib cage, or you can place both hands on your rib cages. And as we inhale through our nose, if that's an option for you, feeling our rib cage kind of forcefully expand. You have muscles there, and if you don't use them, they're like any other skeletal muscle. They will get weak, they will get limited. So really almost like pushing out as you go. So as we inhale, a forceful push out, and then exhale nice and slowly. We'll do 4 more like that. And just easy breathing for a few minutes while we're laying here. Doing those forceful breaths, I find sometimes can make me feel a little lightheaded. I was doing my diaphragm breathing a little bit differently, but I'm in physical therapy right now, and then the physical therapist said to do it way more forcefully. So I've been trying them that way. And I do find I almost get like a little lightheaded or hyperventilating. So limiting it to 3 to 5 breaths instead of trying to do 10. That is what I've been doing. But yeah, it's really, we don't even think about it, but you have muscles there, and it is totally possible for them to get weak. So but they can be retrained to be strong again. And that's it. That's all I have for my friends today. I invite you to do Shavasana on your own, but I'm going to say goodbye for right now. Thank you to everyone who joined and said hello in the chat. Really appreciate that. And I will be back very soon for another workout, so feel free to subscribe, click the notifications. This one I actually was able to schedule in advance. And also thank you to everyone who bore with us at the beginning, working out the kinks. I'm using a new streaming software now. So yes, thank you for joining me for my workout. Hopefully you got a good workout in too. And I will see you guys again soon. Now I have to figure out how to end the stream because I'm in a new software. So there you go. Yes, thank you guys. Ruza says period-friendly workout would be fantastic too. That primal squat though, lol. I love that idea, period-friendly workout. So yes, thank you.